Hello beautiful people, it's Veronika and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be making a painting with no references from start to finish. I started this painting with no plan and I thought it would be fun to show how I create something spontaneously. I'm using acrylic paint on a single primed canvas that I honestly got from Dollar General, since this painting is honestly just for fun. If you are currently a subscriber, you may be thinking, this is different than the usual videos that I post. In the past, I have created fashion videos, try-on hauls, and travel vlogs. While I may still post the occasional out-of-niche video, I want to center my content around creativity, travel, and art. The try-on hauls are fun to make, but I didn't feel like restricting myself to only fashion content. I didn't think it would allow me to be fully creative. Going forward, I would really like to share my journey on relearning art and sharing my creations with you, and I may even sprinkle in other types of content in the future, but art will be my focus. I hope we can go on this journey together. Here you can see I honestly did a rough sketch, but with paint rather than pencil first, which is typically what people would do, but I had zero plan going forward here, so this is just the basic skeleton of the painting, and I just started adding on extra tidbits until I had a clearer vision of where I was going. Here I started doing swirls and just trying to make kind of like an abstract, cool atmosphere over the trees, which are not done by the way, so stay tuned for the trees. I promise it gets a little bit better, but this is basically just me having fun with it. I wanted to add a little bit of fire into that blue, not actual fire, just kind of the style and color of it. Now we are starting the actual shaping and creation of the trees, so I'm doing things like a little bit out of order. I think anyone who has experience with painting can tell me that, but I am certainly no professional. I didn't go to actual art school or anything like that. I'm just re-exploring something that I used to do when I was younger and trying to get back to the creativity. Can I talk? I'm trying to get back to the abilities that I used to have, and that all just comes with practice and learning and doing. It was really fun to do that here and just practice different kind of textures, as well as challenge myself by having no references or game plan and just kind of going with the flow and seeing what I can do. At this point, my brain was like, hey, let's add some water and let's do this super cool light tealish blue color to really help make the orange and everything pop. I didn't want to make the water realistic at this point. I was kind of going for a more abstract vibe on this point of the painting's journey, but that did change down the road, so stay tuned. Here I added some dimension and shading to the background trees. Unfortunately, my camera's storage ran out, so it didn't film the whole process, but here is kind of the entail of that process, and I'm just adding a little bit more detail. At this point, it was time to do something with the other side of the painting. I knew I wanted a concept of like two different paintings on one canvas, but I didn't quite know what I was gonna do on this side, so I just started adding colors and going from there. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it started a little rough, okay? You'll see it gets worse before it gets better, but I did end up doing a field of flowers, so stay tuned for that creation. At this point, I'm adding different colors and flowers to really overlap the excessive green, and you can really see the flower field come together as I add more layers in this piece, but it definitely took a lot of time and I was very random with it. There wasn't a lot of thought process going on over here, I'll be honest. Now we're adding some green leaf blades, I believe you would call it. Just some greenery to add extra layering and dimension to this side of the painting. At this point, I was kind of rethinking the water display on the painting because once I almost finished the other side of the painting and looked at it as a whole, I kind of thought the coloring was a little weird. So I wanted to add some swirls to kind of tie in the sky with the water, but I quickly scrap that idea. I didn't like it. Like, look at this. The dark blue was a no. So I started covering that and rethinking what I was gonna do. And in the meantime, editing the trees so I could give my mind some space to think of something else. The next day, I went back to the water to tackle that monster, and I decided to go for a semi-realistic look. But again, I'm not opting for extreme realism here. I just wanted it to kind of tie in a little bit more with the style of the trees as well as the flowers on the right. Now I'm adding some white highlights to the painting. I'm adding a few dots around the flowers just to give it a little bit of a flair. And then I added some white highlights to the water, just really adding the subtle details to wrap this painting up. That is going to conclude this painting video. Here is pretty much the finished product. It's not perfect by any means, but I really enjoyed doing a painting with no reference and direction and just letting the work go where it wants to go. I hope you guys enjoyed that little journey that I took. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more videos in the future and like this video if you liked it. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.